Oh my god. They can't be serious. I don't even know where to start. That's actually like a helpful, neutral, semi-positive perspective, because at this point I am pretty fed up. We are 4 days, FOUR 4 days away from the launch of Lightfall, and Bungie has consistently not given us any real substantive information about either the Guardian rank system, which is going to have a pivotal, like I'm using these words, but it's just going to have a big impact on the way that we grind and play the game, as well as the commendation system. After weeks and weeks and weeks of build crafting updates, weapon tuning updates, sparkle strand updates, we have seen it all at this point, time and time again. God knows at this point how many launch strand gameplay trailers we've gotten. Is it cool? Yes. Am I excited for Strand? Yes. Am I disappointed that we are 4 days away from the launch of a new DLC and two vital components of the game that impacts players' well-being and excitement and quality of life inside the game have not been talked about in detail? I am deeply disappointed and I am deeply bothered. But as of today, I was hopeful that today being a Thursday, TWAB day, TWAB is This Week at Bungie, for those who don't know, the weekly blog that comes out about the state of the game, different system updates, so on and so forth, right? This is the last TWAB we have before Lightfall drops. We've gotten all these other blogs, all these other opportunities from Bungie to hear from them, hear from the developers, weapon tuning, all this really cool stuff I love, stuff I've talked about, stuff I commented on. Go watch those videos. Quick self promo. But the fact remains, we continue to get these very nonchalant, really non-updates from Bungie about the Guardian rank system and commendations. Over, I think, like close to a year at this point, forgive me if I had the time wrong, but a long time ago during the Lightfall launch trailer, as we were in the midst of Witch Queen and going through that process, they mentioned that we were going to have these systems. There's a lot of initial excitement, but obviously people were more excited about other things like Strand. We now find ourselves months and months later with no real substantive details on what Guardian rank system is, how the XP grind will actually look like, what is the progression system. Yeah, do we have some updates, but we don't actually have a clear articulation of what this is going to look like inside the game. So if we know it's going to be that big of a deal, we know this, right? It's been confirmed and it's going to be that integral. I'm using all these big words again, but it's going to be that foundational, right, to the way that we play the game. But yet we don't have any additional details. And we've been getting information about Lightfall for how many months now? For how long? And we are 4 days away. Bungie's last opportunity to actually give us some solid information, and they dropped the ball. An unforced error in the most plainest of terms. An unforced error from Bungie, where the fact that they could have given us all these details. When you look at, for example, the build crafting evolve, what is that, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 words? And all of that, we get so much detail. We know about what weapons we're going to be able to use for overloads or anti-bears. We know what armor is going to work or just get a really good synergy with different kind of builds or potential builds that will get with Strand. We get all this information, but the fact that we can't get a detailed outline, we can't get 2 paragraphs. There are 38 words. In today's TWAB, February 23rd, the last TWAB we're going to get before Lightfall, there are 38 words that are relevant to Guardian ranks and the commendation system. 38 words. I was about to curse, but I'm putting this on YouTube. 38 words. Bungie has time for thousands upon thousands of words about the other aspects of the game. Are they important? Is PvP important? Yes. Is PvE important? Yes. Is weapon crafting important? Yes. Is build crafting important? Yes. So don't be out here in these streets trying to misunderstand what I'm saying. Ultimately, I don't work for Bungie. Don't work for Bungie probably at this video, they never hire me anyways. But the fact remains that I care enough about my personal community as well as other communities and just the player base at large in Destiny that I wanted to go on record saying I'm really disappointed. Again, this is the nice version of this video, and so part of this is scripted, part of this is not, because I'm genuinely passionate about this. That the fact that we've had so many opportunities to get an insight about a new DLC. New DLCs are great opportunities for more players to come into the experience, new lights, returning players, veterans. Everyone gets to experience new content. We're getting a new subclass, all these really cool, great things. But when it comes to something as core as these foundational pieces that when you log into the game, you're going to interact, whether you like it or not, whether you're a veteran player or not, you're going to interact with the Guardian rank system. Why doesn't everyone know how that system's going to function? The commendation system. People are going to do playlist activities. People are going to do matchmaking. Why don't they understand how commendations are going to work? Why are we sitting here for 4 days before the launch of a new major DLC where we've gotten explanation upon explanation about almost every other side of the game? The only other side of the game that is probably as dry as this is PvP. And I feel for the PvP community in this moment. It should be concerning that the fact that when we hop into Lightfall in 4 days without any additional knowledge as of the recording of this video, we hop into the game, we play the game, and we're faced with these systems where, one, we have to learn on the fly, but two, the community doesn't have an actual even playing field when it comes to these systems. The fact that the question I've put up many times at this point in many videos is, for commendation specifically, how do we ensure that there's not going to be clans only sending good commendations to other clan members? How do we know that people who are toxic and did like really like terrible things inside of a matchmade game don't get to skirt away from accountability for the harmful things they may have said or done? How do we ensure that the system itself is just not like a faulty system that people can just commendate and it really doesn't actually mean anything? How do we really say that all of the marks that people will get, good or bad, actually like account for something in the game? We don't know. That's the issue. The issue is not critiquing the system. We can't critique a system we don't have information about. We can't sit here and have a fully formed, level-headed analysis of something that we have not heard in-depth detail about. For me, that is a commitment issue from Bungie, and for me, it is a very clear example of Bungie dropping the ball. Is this the first time Bungie has dropped the ball? No. Has Bungie dropped the ball in many other areas? Absolutely. But the fact remains that for me, this is one of those key things that months from now, when we're continuing to see toxic behavior, God forbid, right? But if we're in a scenario where we're continuing to see toxic behavior, that the gameplay is great, the graphics are great, Strand is great, but we see that people are not engaging with each other in healthy ways, I beg us to come back to this moment. I beg us to look back at this past year of communications from Bungie and see where they communicated and what they communicated to the community about and what they didn't. And for me, I'm concerned. I'm disappointed. I hope I'm wrong. I truly hope I'm wrong. I hope that these systems are great systems. They're well balanced. People engage with them in healthy. I truly do. But the fact is, it's now on us as community members, as content creators, to pick up that slack and figure out these systems on the fly, day of, when we're actually faced with them, and then communicate that back to the community. Is that the worst lift to bear in the world? No. But the fact that Bungie was not more proactive about this, man, I'm just disappointed. That's all I got for y'all on this one. I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a nap, and I'll see y'all on Lightfall. Peace.